from the point where we left off last lecture. Let's have a quick recap of what we have studied. We have started with structure of atoms and nuclei. In that, basically, we have started with the concept. In that, basically, we have started with the concept of understanding about structures of atom. We started off with the Thomson's atomic model for understanding the structure of atom. Then we have moved on to different atomic models, starting with Rutherford's model, which was based on the observations from alpha scattering experiment. Then, based on the drawbacks from Rutherford's model, we have seen Bohr's atomic model, the drawbacks of Bohr's model as well. We have seen Bohr's orbit, the relations for radius and velocity of an electron. Then we have seen energy of electrons. We have seen different types of energies. That is the part which we have seen yesterday. We have seen how the energy it gets transferred during the transition of an electron. Due to that particular energy, we are able to see some spectral lines, what we call it as atomic spectrum. We have seen the details of atomic spectrum specifically for hydrogen. Yesterday, we have seen the hydrogen spectrum, associated spectral lines. And that was the part where we left off with the de Broglie's explanation about the atomic model. To be precise, the Bohr's atomic model. So that was the part where we left off yesterday. Moving forward with the new concept, this is something which you have been studying since almost 7th or 8th standard, about atomic nucleus. So you already are familiar with this particular concept. So we can go a little bit faster, especially for this part. Okay. So in case of atomic nucleus, what basically consists of? Most commonly, we know that it consists of protons and neutrons. They are called as subatomic particles. Subatomic means the particles which are even smaller than atom. So you already are familiar with protons and neutrons. Collectively, they are called as nucleons. Nucleus में होते हैं, इसलिए they are called as nucleons. Now you already are familiar that proton, neutron, and electron together, all of them together, consist of an atom. So when we talk about Vazan as in mass, you know, electrons have very negligible mass. Mass of proton is very high as compared to mass of electron, which is 1836 times of that of mass of electron. Mass of proton and neutron, they are approximately same. Proton का थोड़ा ज्यादा होता है, neutron से बहुत कम, almost they are equal. You're familiar with the charges on each and every subatomic particle as well. For example, proton होता है positively charged particle. Okay. So when we consider the charge on electron, which is negative, you also know that the charges are same in the sense of magnitude. So magnitude of charge of proton is equal to the magnitude of charge of electron. मतलब one positive charge है which is equal to one negative charge. So they cancel each other out magnitude wise. Neutron पता है, no charge, it's electrically neutral. You already are familiar with constituents. जितना protons होगा उतना ही electrons होगा. Now, obviously, this is not applicable in case of neutron. Number of protons and neutron is not equal, but number of proton and electrons, they are equal. From this point only, we know the total amount of positive charge will be equal to total amount of negative charge. Once again, focusing in terms of magnitude. And that's why both of them will cancel each other out. जितना positive है, assume करो charge एक electron, charge एक atom में, hydrogen का अगर हम लोग consider करेंगे, then it has one electron, मतलब उसका negative charge है 1. It has one proton, that's why उसका charge है +1. तो +1 -1, total will be 0, giving us the total charge of atom as 0. So atom का charge कितना होता है? Once again, at a stable condition, the charge on atom is 0, means atom is electrically neutral. This you again are already familiar with. When it comes down to expressing any particular element, this again you already are familiar. Two main important points. One is about Z. What exactly do you mean by Z? Z is the atomic number, which is number of protons or number of electrons. One and the same thing. Q, क्योंकि दोनों का नंबर इक्वल है ना, यहाँ पे हम लोगों ने ऑलरेडी दिया हुआ है, जितना प्रोटॉन्स होता है उतना ही इलेक्ट्रॉन्स होता है. सो एटॉमिक नंबर इज बेसिकली नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स और नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स. Now, if we consider that N, capital M, is the number of neutrons in any particular nucleus. So, what we can write, why we are considering this, because another concept which you again are familiar with is atomic mass number, or simply referred to as mass number denoted with A, which is total number of nucleons. मतलब क्या? I can write A is equal to Z plus N. ये Z क्या है? Total number of protons और total number of electrons. एक ही बात हुई. What is this N we have? N is the total number of neutrons. तो मास नंबर क्या है? टोटल नंबर ऑफ न्यूक्लियॉन्स. न्यूक्लियॉन्स मतलब क्या? टोटल नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स प्लस टोटल नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स. दैट इज व्हाट वी कॉल इट एज मास नंबर. अब ये मास नंबर देता क्या है? एक्चुअली मास नंबर इट गिव्स अस मास ऑफ न्यूक्लियस एंड देयरफॉर द मास ऑफ टोटल एटम. क्यों? क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रॉन का मास तो ऑलमोस्ट निग्लिजिबल होता है. सो मास ऑफ एटम is approximately equal to mass of proton plus mass of neutron. Again, some basic concept which you already are familiar, how to represent any element. Assume करो हम लोग एक element लेते हैं x. So whenever we write this x in the form of its mass number and atomic number, we write something like this. Okay. By the way, you can write it like this, और यू कैन राइट इट लाइक दिस एज वेल. ए को हम लोग बाद में यहाँ पे लिखेंगे तो भी चलता है. इट्स वन एंड द सेम. सो टॉप पे आता है ए, बॉटम पे आता है जेड. सो यू कैन राइट इट लाइक दिस एज वेल. ठीक है. तो ये ए हम लोग इधर भी शिफ्ट कर सकते हैं, चलेगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. सम एग्जांपल्स, राइट. हाइड्रोजन तुम लोगों को पता है 1 1. तो ये ऊपर वाला 1 रिप्रेजेंट्स इट्स मास, नीचे वाला n 1 represents its atomic number. सेम कार्बन के लिए हम लोग लिख सकते हैं 6 and 12. तो मास कितना हुआ कार्बन का? 12. और उसका एटॉमिक नंबर कितना हुआ? 6. हाँ सुजल, करने वाले वो, टेंशन मत ले. सेम गोज फॉर ऑक्सीजन. वी हैव 16 and 8. 8 is the atomic number, whereas 16 is the mass number. Another basic concepts, ये तुम लोगों को पता है, ये तुम लोगों ने 10th स्टैंडर्ड में ही किया हुआ है. That chemical properties of atom, they are decided by atomic number. जितना एटॉमिक नंबर होगा उसके बेस्ड पे ही केमिकल एंड देयरफॉर फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज एज वेल, राइट. ये तुम लोगों ने पीरियोडिक टेबल में किया था. ग्रुप 1 के एलिमेंट्स सेम केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज. क्यों? क्योंकि उनका एटॉमिक नंबर जो है, टू बी प्रिसाइज वैलेंसी, वो सेम होता है, सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. तो यही पॉइंट हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे वापस किया है डिस्कस. सो अगेन दिस यू ऑलरेडी आर फेमिलियर विद. ओके. अगेन यू ऑलरेडी आर फेमिलियर विद दिस एज वेल कि प्रोटॉन्स और इलेक्ट्रॉन्स का नंबर फॉर एनी स्पेसिफिक एलिमेंट हमेशा फिक्स रहता है, राइट. मतलब क्या? ये एटॉमिक नंबर जो है फॉर एनी एलिमेंट इज ऑलवेज सेम. मतलब अगर मैं कोई भी एक एलिमेंट लूंगा, फॉर एग्जांपल सोडियम, तो सोडियम का एटॉमिक नंबर will always be 11. उसका एटॉमिक नंबर 11 से चेंज होके 111 नहीं हो सकता. ये हमेशा कांस्टेंट रहेगा, which is number of protons and electrons. तो चेंज क्या हो सकता है? चेंज हो सकता है नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स, and therefore the mass number can be different. Once again, in any element Z, for any specific element Z is always constant. तो चेंज क्या हो सकता है? A is mass number. Again, in that A as well, ये N जो है, this N will be different, which gives rise to the different terminologies, especially a specific type of elements जो हम लोग इसके बाद देखने वाले हैं. ठीक है? Till this point, this was all basic. You have already studied in your lower standard, but still, do we have any doubts regarding this? Bolo yes or no, everyone.
No, sir.
Okay, good. So, based on these 2 points, we have very specific set of elements which we are going to focus on. उसमें से सबसे फर्स्ट वाला हम लोग बोलते हैं उसको आइसोटोप. आइसोटोप मतलब क्या? The atoms which have same number of protons but different number of neutrons. The example is given over here, right? Same number of protons मतलब क्या? उनका Z जो है atomic number, it is same. अभी different neutrons मतलब change क्या हो रहा है? It has different atomic mass number. So this is the most famous example of hydrogen isotopes. You have hydrogen, which is with atomic mass 1, protium, atomic mass 2, which is deuterium, and atomic mass 3, which is tritium. So if you notice, you have Z, which is 1, जो हमेशा same रहता है, but A, which is mass number, it changes, and you can check it over here as well. यहाँ पे you don't have any neutrons. Here you have 1 neutron. Here you have 2 neutrons, giving us rise to isotopes. They are collectively called as hydrogen isotopes. Again, you can see different isotopes over here. First 3, these are of hydrogen. You have isotopes for helium as well, with these 2 masses. You have 3 for carbon, C12, C13 and C14. Uranium का isotopes है 235 and 238. Second, another type of elements which we call them as isobars. Okay. अभी isobar में क्या होगा? Atoms having same A. Now obviously atoms having same mass number of different elements. तो Z का वैल्यू जो है वो डिफरेंट है. Z का वैल्यू एक एलिमेंट के लिए डिफरेंट नहीं है. एलिमेंट्स आर ओनली डिफरेंट. फॉर एग्जांपल, these are the examples which we have for isobars, right? अभी isobars पे फोकस अगर करोगे, ये फर्स्ट एग्जांपल है. You have Ce, which is cesium. उसका मास चेक करो 76 है. At the same time Sc, which is selenium, उसका मास भी 76 है. But these two are different elements. Atomic numbers different है. Same goes for Fe and Ni, iron and nickel. Even इनके साथ कोबाल्ट भी आता है, more or less. Okay. तो you can check two different elements having same mass number, तो उनको बोलेंगे isobars. अगर हम ये तीन लोग कंसिडर करते हैं, आर्गन, पोटेशियम, कैल्शियम, तीनों का मास सेम है. तीनों का मास अगर चेक करोगे तो 40 है, बट दीज आर थ्री डिफरेंट एलिमेंट्स, तो उनको बोलते हैं हम लोग आइसोबार्स. तीसरा आता है आइसोटोन्स. आइसोटोन मतलब क्या? स्पेसिफिकली इनके नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स सेम है. once again, not atomic mass number, not atomic number, but number of neutrons are same for different elements, तो उनको बोलते हैं हम लोग isotones. Example, this is the example which we have over here. Okay, यहाँ पे उन्होंने कैलकुलेशन करके भी दिखाया है, राइट? अगर हम ये तीन एग्जाम्पल ले ले, ऑक्सीजन, नाइट्रोजन एंड कार्बन, if you see all of them, they have different atomic numbers, means they have different value of Z, they have different value of A as well, means they have different masses, 14, 15, 16, they have different atomic numbers, 6, 7 and 8. But if you check value of N, which is number of neutrons, in each and every case the number of न्यूट्रॉन कैसे लिखते हैं? A माइनस Z, तो क्या है 16 माइनस 8 कितना आएगा? once again 8. 15 माइनस 7 कितना आता है? once again 8. 14 माइनस 6 once again 8. So even though atomic mass A is different, even though atomic number is different, their value of neutrons, the amount of neutrons are same, which we call them as isotones. Something you might not have heard of, something called as mirror nuclei. Okay, I'll give you the example over here as well. Now, what do you mean by mirror nuclei? Okay, in case of mirror nuclei, they have same atomic mass number, but Z and N, they are interchanged. They are called as mirror nuclei. ठीक है? Okay, once again, their atomic masses are same. For example, let's take example of helium and hydrogen. So their masses are same, 3 and 3. And what it says, that the number of protons and neutrons are interchanged. मतलब क्या? उनका atomic number it differs by 1. So helium का atomic number है 2, hydrogen का atomic number है 1. तो इन दोनों में difference है 1 का, तो mass same चाहिए और Z में 1 का difference चाहिए. Then they are called as mirror nuclei. If we consider beryllium and lithium, they have a same atomic mass and they have 1 का difference in their atomic numbers. That's why they are called as mirror nuclei. Okay, any doubts still in this point? Bolo yes or no?
No, sir.
Okay, good. Now moving forward, again some basic concepts which again I'm guessing you already are familiar with, so let's quickly go through that as well. Something about units for measuring masses of atoms and subatomic particles, मतलब atoms और atoms उसके साथ अपना electrons, protons and neutrons as well. So when we consider any mass, generally, normally, the mass which we use on daily basis is, as in unit especially, which we use is kilogram. Once again, I'm talking about mass ka unit, volume ka unit. For example, if we go and purchase some vegetables, generally we use kilogram or we use grams, right? अगर मैं जाऊंगा मेरे को आलू खरीदने तो बोलूंगा 1 किलो 2 किलो, एज इन किलोग्राम आलू दे दो, राइट? अगर मुझे जिंजर लेना है तो ऑब्वियसली वो किलो में नहीं आएगा ना, 100 ग्राम 50 ग्राम ऐसा लेके आऊंगा मैं. So the units which we use to measure mass in our day-to-day life are kilogram and gram. Similarly, when we measure units of masses for atoms and subatomic atoms, we use kilogram and gram only. But along with that, we have two additional units. So total there are 3 types of units. अभी वो additional 2 क्यों लगते हैं? That is what we are going to see. सबसे पहले तो first unit which we have a kilogram. So for that we have all the 3 values. I'm hoping you already are familiar with them. So first we have mass of electron, then we have mass of protons and neutrons. Now if you look at the values, all the values they are in kg. But if you look at 10 raised to का power, यहाँ पे देखो सबसे पहले तो it is 10 raised to minus 31, or even over here 10 raised to minus 27. So 10 raised to minus 31 मतलब 1 पे 31 zeros, तो ये वैल्यू को हम लोग डिवाइड करेंगे 1 पे 31 zeros इतने वैल्यू से. You can imagine how small that number is when we are expressing it in terms of kg. Even for protons and neutrons, the unit kg is not that much important, or it's not a very convenient unit. So that's why generally kilogram is not used while using or while expressing the units of atoms and subatomic particles. क्योंकि देखो, imagine करो, if we are comparing this 1 kg, then they're very small as compared to 1 kg. So generally the unit which is used in order to express the masses of atoms and subatomic particles, the most common unit is what we call it as AMU, or atomic mass unit, or it's also called as Dalton. I hope you're familiar with this as well. It is named after a scientist, okay? So I hope you're familiar with this as well. So what exactly do you mean by atomic mass unit? It is the comparative term, right? So it is the relative mass of any atom or subatomic particle with carbon. So one atomic mass unit, 1 Dalton actual कितना होता है? It is 1/12 of the mass of carbon atom. But कौन सा carbon atom? Normal carbon atom having the atomic number as 6, or atomic mass number. ना सर, यहाँ पे mass number चाहिए था. Having atomic mass number as 6. And how much is 1 Dalton? It is 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. So if we are to express all these masses in terms of Dalton or atomic mass unit, then the values which can be given for electron, proton and neutron respectively are as follows. So now if you compare, if we exclude these terms, so you can see mass of proton is approximately equal to mass of neutron. Oh, okay. I'll back up a little bit. हाँ, ले लो. So if we are to check mass of proton and mass of neutron, they're almost equal. And if you compare this particular mass with mass of electron, again decimal point के बाद 3 zeros है, so it is 0.000055. So we can approximate this equal to 0. So it's almost negligible. That's why electron का mass बहुत ज़्यादा कम है, which generally we don't consider. Okay, so this was second unit which we have. तो पहला था kilogram, but that kilogram is inconvenient to use. That's why most commonly we use atomic mass unit in terms of Dalton. Third unit, which is even popular than atomic mass unit. क्यों? क्योंकि once again atomic mass unit का problem क्या है? It's a relative mass. It's not the actual mass. Actual mass तो kg में, पर वो inconvenient है. Atomic mass unit में क्या होता है? वो relative mass है. So the third most common way in which the mass can be measured is by measuring the amount of energy of that particular atom or a subatomic particle. अभी वो यूज कैसे करते हैं? सिंपल, हम लोगों के पास एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर्मूला है जो एक बहुत बड़े महानुभाव आइंस्टाइन, अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन ने दिया था, E is equal to mc square, which gives you the relation between mass and energy, which is interchangeable. So what Einstein's E is equal to mc square mass energy relation, it basically focuses on that mass and energy, they're interconvertible. Mass has energy and energy can be expressed in terms of mass. So अगर हम लोगों को mass चाहिए, especially in case of subatomic particles जिनका mass actual find out करना बहुत difficult है, तो क्या कर सकते हो तुम लोग? You can express it in the terms of energy. तो वो कैसा करेंगे? अभी एनर्जी का यूनिट हम लोगों को पता है, द मोस्ट कॉमन यूनिट विच वी यूज इज जूल. बट यहां पे जो एनर्जी का यूनिट कंसिडर करते हैं हम लोग, दैट यूनिट इज कंसिडर्ड एज इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट, विच इज फॉर पर सी स्क्वायर. सी इज स्पीड ऑफ लाइट. तो मोस्ट कॉमन यूनिट विच वी यूज इन फॉर मास, कीप इन माइंड दिस इज मास. एनर्जी रिप्रेजेंट किया विच इज इक्विवेलेंट टू द मास ओनली. सो अगर अभी हम लोग डाल्टन को चेक करेंगे, सो व्हाट इज द रिलेशन व्हिच वी गेट, दैट 1 AMU बोले तो एटॉमिक मास यूनिट इज इक्वल टू 937.5 मेगा इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट. एंड मोस्ट कॉमनली, especially in case of atoms and nuclei, this is the unit which is most commonly used in terms of energy, electron volt or mega electron volt. So now if we compare ये atomic mass units जो है, अगर हम लोग को इसमें express करना है, so these are the three values which we have. You can take a screenshot while we are at it. So what happens in this case? Once again, if you focus on a mass of electron in terms of energy is 0.511. Whereas if you focus on mass of proton and mass of neutron, it is 938 and 939. Again, both of them are approximately equal to one another. Whereas ye, again, it is 0.5 compared to mass of proton and neutron, they are negligible. So that is the third unit, which is the most common unit, which we will be using a lot here on onwards. Okay,